So I thought I would do a little lesson on, maybe not little, maybe pretty long-winded, on polymetric, polyrhythmic textures for solo guitar. And I'll jump right in there and show you some stuff that I've used to work on this type of thing. So, first thing I'm going to do is set up camp in one position on the guitar neck. I'm in the 7th position, standard tuning, and I'm going to split the strings in half, 2 groups. Top 3 strings, bottom 3 strings. Bottom 3 strings in 2. And I'm going to think of these as 2 separate entities, sort of juxtaposing one on top of the other. So here, I'm going to take our chord, okay, 3 note sonority, E, A, D. So I've got a 1 note, 4th up, 4th up. And this will stay. Just play one pattern of 3 notes throughout all of these examples. And then I'll use these 2 fingers here for playing over this. Okay, and this will just be within, in this case, a pentatonic. And maybe I'll throw a G sharp in there every once in a while, it doesn't matter. So to start, I've got 3 notes here. Okay, just plucking the 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string repeatedly, right? So you can hear this is a group of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So to begin this, especially if you're new to this type of thing, I'm going to keep it really simple. So 1st finger, and I'm going to place it on the B. So 7th fret of the 6th string, and I'm going to play this note in between each of these 3 notes here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, there's not too much happening here because I'm not accenting anything in that lower voice. So we'll just hear 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. So the first thing I'm going to do to start to apply that idea of 1 count over a different count is group this in 4. This I'm already grouping in 3. This I'm going to group in 4. And the way I'll do that is by accenting the first of the group of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in context, that'll sound like this. Okay, and now I'll play this group in 3. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, there's no real complexity there because the 3 of this falls right in between the 3 of this. It just sounds like 1 and 2 and 3, and the 4 was a little bit different. And that will do 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that is a great way to do this type of thing, and a good idea to stick with that before you move into anything that requires movement in the left hand. So speaking of movement in the left hand, let's do some of that. So I'll take the same idea, okay, 4, 4 on the top, B on the bottom, and I'm gonna play 4 over 3, but now I'll do the group of 4 on this note, and then just move through the scale. Okay, so we'll go from B to this note, to this note, to this note, to this note, and then back. Okay, so here we go. I'll start the 3 first. One more time. Okay, and now 3. And now 2. Okay, so again, just to make that clear, I'll do it really slowly, starting with the B and starting with a group of 4. Okay, and with the group of 3 slowly, and again. And the 2 slowly. One more time. I started to play 2 on the top voice. Okay, so it's worth mentioning that it's easy to get confused when you're doing this type of thing. Counting 2 things at one time can scramble your thinking a little bit. So the idea is, with the, at least in practice, because this can get much more complex in music, in improvising, and especially in composing. Right, because it's not always going to be 3, it could be whatever you want. That might be my bottom, or my top voice. That would be hard to do something beneath it because there's so much activity there. So maybe something simpler. And then something would fit in between the notes there. So you get the idea. I hope you get the idea. And what was I going to say next? With thinking of 4/3. Actually, let me backtrack just a second. As I said, this is more, it's an informal lesson on this stuff. So getting back to counting 2 things at one time. The best idea is not to count 2 things at one time. Just sort of feel your way through it. So as I'm doing this, I'm playing 3 here. I'm sure I'm not counting 3, I'm just playing 3. So I've established this as my foundation, and then I'm counting this down here, right? I'm going to count 5. Okay, I count the lower voice. That's where my motion is. I've established this, and I just let it run on autopilot. And another, just getting a little bit ahead, another, for players who can do this well as it is, the 3 up here, right? And this is an arbitrary parameter. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't have to be 3. So here I'm playing strings 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. But I would also work this out going 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3. 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the parameters being it's a group of 3, and it's a group of 3 beats on 3 strings with each note being played just one time. Okay, now what next? Let's see. So now I'll move through this, mixing them up. So let's start with a group of 3 on this note, and I'm going to move through the scale 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, and so forth. Okay, so that'll be like this. Okay, now how about a group of 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and so forth. And once again, I'm going to start by doing this first. So I'm establishing my 3. Okay, so again, once you have the top voice settled, you start getting comfortable with the basic counts 4, 3, and 2, then you can move through different patterns easily, or more easily. You'll understand it. That thinking element will be lessened considerably the more you do this type of thing. All right, so that's part 1. I'll probably come back and do more of this in different contexts. All right, I'm going to the beach. See ya.